Hey everyone, welcome back to The Prestige. We're going to break down the UFC 324 prelim fight, Ateba Gautier versus Andrey Pulyaev, in a 3-round middleweight fight. If you are new to the UFC, this is a matchup between a long-range knockout specialist and a technical pressure fighter. We'll keep it simple for beginners while including stats and details experts love. Let's break it down section by section. First, we're going to start with the fight style interaction map, how these two styles play against each other. Ateba Gautier's primary style is explosive, long-range knockout artist. He lands huge power from distance. His secondary is opportunistic clinch and submission grappler. He grabs subs if things do get too close. Andrey Pulyev's primary is a technical volume striker. He throws solid fundamentals in bunches, and his second is improving wrestler. He uses cage pressure, and he does mix things up. The preferred phases each wants to be in is Gautier wants long-distance kickboxing to land heavy head kicks, straight punches, knees, and quick clinch entries for takedowns or subs if pressured. Pulyaev wants mid-range volume striking and forward pressure to close distance, force clinch, and mix wrestling to negate reach. The phases to avoid: Gautier avoids prolonged cage grinding or mid-range volume wars where his length is neutralized and cardio is tested. Pulyaev avoids pure stand-up at maximum range where Gautier's reach and one-shot power will dominate the exchanges. How and when their styles collide: the fight lives or dies on range management. Gautier wants to dictate distance with teeps, jabs, long kicks, and punishing any forward movement with power. Pulyaev wants to cut angles, close the space quickly, and force clinch in wrestling battles to take away that reach advantage. And the early success in distance control decides whether this fight becomes a highlight reel finish for Gautier or a grinding volume pressure win for Pulyaev. Now for the win funnel system, the clear path that each fighter needs to follow to win. Ateba Gautier's win funnel is established as long range early with jabs, teeps, low kicks, and front kicks to control space, uses length and footwork to punish pressure, setting up big power shots to reactive takedowns, and then he lands a clean head kick, straight right, or knee for a knockout, or transitions to the ground for a quick submission. Andrey Pulyaev's funnel: immediate forward pressure to cut angles and close the reach gap. Sustain volume in mid-range, mix in that clinch work and takedown attempts to pin Gautier to the cage, and he needs to outwork Gautier for a clear decision win or capitalize on fatigue or late openings for a late knockout or submission. Here are the strengths that each brings specifically to this fight. Ateba Gautier has extreme reach advantage, plus elite distance striking dominance that will allow him to punish forward pressure from the outside. He has explosive finishing power to create a massive early threat. And he's 23 years old, and he's a giant athlete, which will give him superior burst and recovery in short, chaotic exchanges. And for Andrey Pulyaev, he has superior volume and pressure that can exploit Gautier's tiny cage time and untested stamina over a sustained output. He has a better overall experience and cage work to help him survive an early storm and take over late. And he has technical striking plus wrestling entries that can neutralize length when he closes distance successfully. And on the flip side, the weaknesses that can get targeted: for Ateba Gautier, he's extremely limited professional experience, which makes him vulnerable to veteran pressure, cage control, and maybe late round fatigue. He has a heavy reliance on power over sustained volume that can allow opponents to survive early and grind down for maybe a decision. And his grappling defense is almost completely untested at the UFC level, and that risks getting tested if pressured. And Andrey Pulyaev, he has a reach disadvantage that makes closing the distance extremely costly against Gautier's power. He has a lower finishing power, which means he has to survive the early storm to have a realistic path to victory at all. And then he has a defensive striking vulnerability, which will expose him to clean shots if he can't impose pressure. In the hidden detail that the numbers reveal, Gautier's striking efficiency is off the chart, even in a tiny sample. Positive differential, high distance striking percentage, and strong knockdown rate at range. Why it's missed? Because of the low fight time, and the data shows opponents consistently fail to close distance. Every forward attempt gets punished with power. And it'll appear in a 3-round fight if Gautier avoids early clinch pressure at all. And it'll benefit Gautier. His reach plus one-shot threat becomes nearly impossible for Pulyaev to overcome. Our 100,000 Monte Carlo simulations ran the fight using real stats, and Gautier starts with a power edge adjusted for Pulyev's volume and experience. The 3-round format favors early finishes. Finishes are biased by data, come with Gautier is heavy on knockouts, Pulyaev on decisions, and the volatility is very high. Gautier's power creates a massive early finish threat, but limited sample adds uncertainty. Ateba Gautier has a 66% chance to win this fight, with 52% by knockout, 8% by submission, and 6% by decision. And Andrey Pulyaev has an 8% by knockout, 4% by submission, and 22% by decision. The most common window to finish is a round 1 or 2 knockout, and the outcome volatility is very high, so don't count on anything. In the end, Ateba Gautier's extreme reach, explosive power, and dominance at long range let him dictate the distance early, punish forward pressure with devastating head kicks or straight shots, and finish via knockout before Pulyaev can even oppose his volume or clinch game. His win funnel prevails through range control and his one-shot threat, amplified by the hidden detail of near-perfect distance striking where he can keep space. If this fight does flip, it is because Pulyaev survives the early storm, closes the distance successfully, forces the clinch and wrestling pressure, and grinds out a decision by outworking Gautier's limited experience and cage time. Gautier is the clear favorite, but knockout threat makes the fight high volatility. Big value on either side depending on the early range control. What do you think? Gautier knockout or Pulyaev decision? Drop your predictions below. I read every one of them. And smash that like button if this breakdown helps you at all. Subscribe for more prelim deep dives and turn on notifications so you don't miss the full card series. Thank you for watching, and let's see who comes out on top.